I opened the canopy, took a blade to it, and figured, you know what, it needs to open. So there it is, closed. It fits pretty good closed. And there she is, open. It goes to about, goes a little farther than the track, so I got to be careful with that. There it is, open. All right. It probably should open a little further. Again, I run out of track. I guess I didn't make the track long enough, but it rides it because of the angle of the two what do you call those, the rails, I guess, on the inside of the canopy. As you slide it back, the back end goes up. If I just put it to the end of the travel where it still stays in the track, that's the end of the travel there. The canopy was positionable by the pilot. In other words, it wasn't just a matter of being fully open or fully closed. He could place it anywhere he wanted. My dad flew T6s, said that they'd leave the canopy cracked open. Some guys actually hated closing the canopies. They were afraid of fire. So they would do the whole run up and take off with the canopy full open. And in full open position, it would latch all the way back and locked. The reason for that was a mishap with a pilot who I think had put the canopy back. I can't remember what aircraft it was. It wasn't the T6. The T6 had a positive catch. But he had the canopy back and ground looped and pitched the airplane onto its nose. When that happened, he was flung forward in his seat and the canopy slammed shut, breaking his neck. And I think that's what brought about the canopy latch in the full open position. Anyway, a lot of pilots though would crack the canopy for warm-up. Obviously you didn't want it closed while you were sitting there idling the motor, but they would also do the engine run-up and even take off, oftentimes take off with the canopy open, either partially or fully. And it just for the most part it was over a concern for fire or smoke in the cockpit. And you run those big radials, and not all the plumbing isn't always perfect, and you could get quite an accumulation of exhaust gases into the cockpit. That was one reason why they would leave them cracked. Oftentimes pilots on return would open the canopy at lower speeds, flaps down, gear down, and approach speed, pop the canopy open. Again, the idea was for, it's multifold, right? You want to clear your head, get the cobwebs out, get a blast of fresh air, get that canopy back out of the way in case you need to get out in a hurry. So anyway, I wanted to have that feature on the airplane. It was one of the challenges with the model, was to have the canopy operating. Okay, so it swings, it slides, and it wasn't that difficult. Cut a couple slots in the fuselage, line each side with a strip of evergreen plastic. Cut the little I can pop the canopy out and show you the tabs that that you're instructed to make to ride in those rails. But it's not hard to do, and I think there's probably a video on it. I got 100 and some odd videos on this build. There must be one in there about how the canopy was laid out. So I did want to show you, the work is continuing. I'm going to keep doing things and adding things and fixing things, and finding things out that I could have done better. I mean, that's just part of the post-op. You go through and you look at what you did catch and what you didn't catch, and then all the different things that you learn from the build, and new skills and tricks and tips you can take to the next one. Never-ending process. All right, so there's our P-47 canopy back. You can kind of see better into the cockpit now, the gun sight, and the instruments, and some of the other details I put in there. There's a map case down pilot's lower right. Got the oxygen system there on just to his right with a hose. On the left-hand side, throttle quadrant, flap lever, landing gear lever, prop controls, all that fun stuff. Could have been more. I have plenty of room in the P-47 cockpit for all kinds of furniture. So if you decide to build the airplane, you can do pretty much whatever you want to detail the cockpit. You got plenty of space. The pilot fits in there comfortably, no problem. All right. So there she is. An update. Thanks for watching.